Hi everyone, and welcome back to Life Cues week 25. Can't believe it's week 25 already. Wow, the time's just going crazy, crazy, crazy. I just got back from a trip yesterday, and so it's Saturday morning, so this is going to be going up immediately as soon as I finished doing the page. So the prompt for today is, have you ever met a kindred spirit? I'm not talking about somebody you already know, but somebody that you is a total stranger, but you connect on such a deep level so quickly that you just know that they are part of you. It's just an amazing thing. It's happened to me probably 3 or 4 times, and it happened to me yesterday on my flight home. So I was flying back from Vegas again, and sat beside this young man. He's 25, very handsome, very kind of rugged, looked like he hiked, that kind of guy, but really good looking, and that wasn't why he was my kindred spirit, but whatever. And we were filling out our customs forms. Now I'm just going to use this piece of paper for the background. It is from the Somerset Studios magazines, and they often have inserts in them. And I loved this one because it had the word hello right there. And it starts with a hello. And so he just said hi, and he wanted to know if he said this was his first trip to Canada and he wasn't sure how to fill out the customs forms. And I said, oh, no problem, I'll help you. So I helped him, and we just started talking, and I asked him where he lived, and he said in Las Vegas, and he asked me where I lived, and blah, 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 blah. And so we just generally started talking, and before 10 minutes, he and I were sharing the most personal. It was amazing. It was like he was my mirror. He was a reflection of what I needed to hear, and I was his. And it was so bizarre, and we both felt the same thing. And we touched on religion a little bit. He asked me what religion I was, and I told him that I like to call myself a fallen away Catholic because I don't really go to church anymore. And I told him I tend to have more of a Buddhist way of thinking, like put out loving kindness towards people, especially the ones you have the most animosity towards, put loving kindness towards them. And he just gasped. He goes, oh. And then he lifts up his arm and shows me his Buddhist tattoo on the inside of his arm. And I'm like, wow, this is just too weird. So he started sharing with me his entire life story. And I don't want to say anything because, I want to respect his privacy, but just about the kind way he grew up, his whole thinking of life. And I was just giving him advice from a 63-year-old's perspective, like, make sure when it comes to love, you're sure about that. Don't rush into anything. Live your life. Be full. You know what I mean? Just make sure that you do what you need to do. And when I got off that plane, he said to me, I think God placed us beside each other for a reason. I mean, I was even crying during this conversation. I had tears. And he was like, it's okay, I got lots of tissue. And, it was just the most bizarre thing. I'd never met this young man in my life before, but I felt like he was, how they say there are people on this planet that understand your language. They speak your language. They are part of your tribe. They speak your language. They get you. You only have to say one word and they get it. And it brought me back to that page I did a couple of weeks ago where I said, it's like nobody understands me. It's like I'm talking gobbledygook. Nobody understands me. This guy, in a matter of 3 minutes, completely got me, and I got him 100%. He gave me his email. I told him if he has any problems while he's here, because he was coming to meet someone. He wasn't sure how that was going to work out. And I said, well, you know what? You can come here and stay at our house. If it doesn't work out the way you want it to be, because you're in a strange country, you're more than welcome to come stay with us. It was the most beautiful spiritual experience I have ever had. Even before he spoke, the stewardess came around and said, what would you like to drink? And I said, I would like some ginger ale and a coffee. And he says to her, I would like some mint tea. I knew right then. I was like, cool, dude. This guy's cool. This is somebody he's 25, he's drinking mint tea, come on. And he was reading this book by the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And, I wish I could find the title of the book because it's like a self-help book, but not really. And it's written by the guy who wrote, I'm Googling it right now, I think his name is Jack Canfield, I think. And I want the book, and so I asked him if I could read it, and he said yes. So he gave me the book to look. Oh, here it is. It's called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And it's like really, really, really thick. And he said, well, he's not a very good reader, but he's going to try to get through it. And I said, but it looks like a book that you could just read. You pick it up on any chapter and open it up, and there's some really good, points on either chapter. So I was kind of looking through it with him. This is it here. The success, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And just from the little bit that I saw in it, I'm getting this book today. I just am. Because it's like I can't describe it. It's not like pages and pages you have to read. It's just like different principles that he got from writing Chicken Soup for the Soul that are in this book. And it just spoke to me anyway. So I want to share it with you in case it speaks to you. So we were talking about that, talking about just everything about life. And I was telling him my story and my struggles, and he got all choked up. And it was just, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful connection. And it always speaks to me. And at the end of the day, we were talking about the person that you have to make happy is yourself. You can, like for me, I'm a grandmother, a mother, a wife, a doula, always giving. But if you don't give back to yourself, if you don't fill up that well of yourself, and I used to say this when I taught Soothing the Soul, if you don't fill the well up that is yourself, your inner self, then you're going to be so depleted. There's nothing left to give to anybody else. And you have to find your own happiness. And it's very hard if you're a caretaker or a giver. You never feel that well. You feel guilty finding happiness for yourself. So when you do, if you're lucky enough to ever find that happiness, it's a real struggle for you because you feel like you're letting everyone down on the planet, And so I had bought this card a long time ago, and I don't even know where I got it. And look what it says. Belong to yourself. And I was searching for a picture about people being in your tribe, and she looks so tribal and cool. And then it says belong to yourself. So she's going on this page because this is what this is about. Just, there are people out there, you just have to look for them that speak your language, that are your soul kindred spirit. They are your kindred spirit. They speak your language. Most of you guys speak my language, and I speak yours. Otherwise we wouldn't be, you wouldn't be watching my art journal things. And I just think sometimes we're all on the same page. We get it. We understand each other. But other than our internet world, there are people out there. There truly are. And this young man absolutely was one of them. I believe if there was reincarnation, he could have been my child from another life. It was just an amazing connection with this young man. Oh, and I was going to say, it kind of speaks to a thought that I've always thought that, people often wonder, I was friends with so-and-so, and now we don't speak, and I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get why we don't talk anymore. I don't understand it. But I have come to a thought process on that. I think that people, it's like my plane trip, or like a journey, or like a bus trip. People get on the bus. Like this man got on the plane. We sat beside each other. We had an amazing connection, a lifelong memory forever. Well, I will never forget him. And then he got off the plane and he headed in his direction and I headed in my direction. And we may never, ever, ever reconnect again. We may never speak again. Maybe by email, but you know what I mean? So we can't worry about, if people leave your life or don't decide not to talk to you anymore, they learned what they needed to learn from you, and now they're moving on. It has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. You think, I don't know why she's mad at me. No, it's not about you. It's about her. She or he has learned what they needed to learn from you and is done and is going on their journey. So if you think of things like that, like it's like people get on the bus, people get off the bus. Every day we take little journeys on the plane, off the plane. Never see the people you sat beside before. Again, never. And it doesn't mean they don't like you. As a matter of fact, I even felt love for this young man. Love. And he's a stranger. So I know he's part of my tribe. I know he is my kindred spirit, one of many. And I think the quest is to seek out people that are part of your tribe. Find your tribe members. Find them. And it first starts with hello. Hello. And immediately you'll know. And if they're not, and like I said to him, my daughter and I have this philosophy, and it goes with anything, whether we're buying something or talking to someone. Does this bring you joy? Is this conversation bringing you joy? If it's not, you know what? Get up and move. If it isn't bringing you joy, then why are you wasting 1 second of your precious life talking to that person? If it isn't bringing you joy, why are you buying it and bringing it home? If it doesn't bring you joy, don't purchase it. I really want hello to be on there, so I'm going to have to cut my little chickie off, but as long as belong to yourself doesn't get cut off. There. 2 important messages, trying to get them on one card, you know? So I'll just trim that off. But I'm still very moved by meeting this young man. It was just, oh my God. And we were talking about different spiritual experiences that have happened to us that were so profound that, and it's basically, if you don't look for the signs, you're not going to see them. If things happen in life, and for all of us, and we just have our blinders on, and we're just kind of ignorant to the fact that, it was just a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. Things really happen, and they happen for a reason. They're there for you to pay attention. So he was amazing. Thank God that I met him. I needed to meet him right at that time. He, in his in his young wisdom of 25 years old, was able to help me just kind of figure some things out. And he said the same to me. He said, thank you. It's so funny because he said almost the exact same thing. I thank God that he sat me beside you for your wisdom, and you're so wise, and so, and he said, you can tell that this is what he was telling me, you have a very kind heart, and you're a very good person, and you deserve all the happiness that the world can bring you. And I was like, I love you, sweetie pie. Oh my goodness, it was just amazing. On a spiritual level, it was like, it's going to take a while to even shake it. It just was so powerful. So I'm cutting these words a moment in time from just this art postcard. I often pick these up, if you're in those trendy coffee shops and stuff, they always have art postcards where the artists are promoting their art shows. And I usually take 2 because one I want to keep as the artist's work. And then the other one I will use the image or the words or whatever for some of my artwork. So this just is a moment in time. I did use this particular image for an art journal page. So I had 3 of these. I just thought it was so cute. So, moment in time, and I've been edging all of these pieces with black soot distress ink. But, to find somebody that speaks your language, it's like, just imagine if you were someone from Africa or somewhere, and you arrived in North America and you did not speak their language and they did not speak yours, and you're like, Okay, this is tough. You're trying to make people listen or hear or tell them how you're feeling. It's all gobbledygook. And then all of a sudden, bam-o, somebody speaks your language and they say, you know what? I'm from your tribe. And you're like, yes, you are, my brother. So I find when that happens, when it's a total stranger, but is he really a stranger? You know, on a spiritual level, he was not a stranger. It's a kindred spirit. I really believe that. It's kind of like, you know how people call soulmates? A kindred spirit is someone who there isn't any romance. It's just, you feel that same thing as you would feel with a soulmate, except that it is on just a different level. It's not a romantic level. It's just pretty much, he's a reflection of you. He's a reflection of what you need to hear. I've also got this laminate, old laminate with a humongous clock, and what I did is I cut it in four. It was one of those 12 by 12 pieces, and it had these, not a laminate, but a transparency of a clock. So I want to put it somewhere on this page. Maybe right, well, no. Because there's so many things I don't want to cover up, you know? Maybe just a little corner of it right there. Yeah. So it doesn't cover up belong to yourself, a moment in time. A little bit less. But also we still know it's a clock, you know? Can't cut the thing up so much that you don't even know what it is anymore. A little bit more. I'm sorry, I think I was doing all of that off of camera. And for this, I'm just going to staple it on. Where's my little tiny stapler? There. Let's see how far up this will staple. And there's no staples in it. Hold on. Back to the good old, you know, you have staplers there, your old-fashioned one. That's what I'm going to use. And then it adds a little metal implement on the page. It's a different form of texture. And under that, I think I'll just put a little glue dot so that doesn't go flipping and flopping. Excuse my nose running. Oh, so rude. I'm sorry. I'm snorting. There's one right on the tip. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, I've got these sort of stickery things. I think they were also from a Somerset Studios magazine. Those are great magazines. Go pick them up in like Barnes & Noble or Chapters or wherever you buy your magazines. And look inside the Somerset Studios because they always have these pull-out inserts that you can use for art journaling. And this one says via air mail, but I just want via air because we were on the plane. So I'm just going to use one of them. I don't need air mail, but I'll just do via air. And there we go. Via air. Let me trim that off a little bit. I'm just going to get a tag, and I want to write some of the information about what this page is about so I will remember when I go back to look on this that it is in fact about meeting your soul, your kindred spirit, and yeah, all of that. Person in your tribe speaks your language, all that. So here is my finished page. I wrote a moment in time. You see that beautiful background. On the tag it said, I met another kindred spirit today. Flight from Las Vegas to Calgary, 25-year-old, male, tribe member, spoke my language, beautiful. And on that tag, I dated it June 19th because it wasn't today. It was yesterday. And I love this beautiful woman. Just love this. And what we got out of our conversation was belong to yourself. Be true to yourself. Live your own life. Make sure you're happy. It's so important because then that reflects off on everybody else. If you're not happy and you're just trying to make everybody else happy, then you're not doing a very good job. You're kind of faking it. And it's very hard to do sometimes because sometimes in your pursuit of happiness, other people may not be happy with your decisions or what you're doing. And that's just sometimes too bad, I guess. I don't know. You can't sacrifice your happiness all the time for everyone. So, yeah. So this is my page. Hope you like it. Thank you for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next week. Bye.